Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Ashcraft. If you are new here, you can find me on Instagram at that same name. I will have it linked below. This is my channel where I talk about cross stitch and anything else I feel like. So this is not going to be a totally normal Flosstube episode, which you can probably guess by the title. This is going to be a whip parade and talking about my 2021 plans. I'm drinking coffee because it's still the morning, and you will see my Christmas decor for a little while because I'm definitely somebody who does not take it down till the end of January. So don't come at me for that. I love Christmas. You guys know this. So when I sat down and started thinking about 2020 stitching, I was kind of blown away by everything that I had done, because this is the year that I started regularly stitching again. I learned to stitch when I was about 8 years old, and I would do projects off and on through high school, college, and law school. But this is the year, due to quarantine, that I picked it back up again. And I started this channel, which this is episode number 13, which I was like, this is kind of great to end the year on Flosstube episode 13. I don't know why, it just seems like a good number to end it on. Probably because there was more Friday the 13th this year than I think in most years. I think there were like, what, 3? Which says a lot about 2020. But when I started looking back on the year, I was a little bit amazed because I started regularly stitching, I think in July or August. Let me see. August. August was the first when I started stitching again regularly. And since then, I've had 12 finishes and FFOs, and I have 6 current whips. So that's 18 total projects, which is crazy to me to think that I got so much done in a short amount of time, because I feel like I'm not necessarily that person who gets projects done in a short amount of time. So that was really cool to be able to look back and see those numbers. And a big reason why I was able to do that is I've seen people talk about their stitchy journals, ways that they keep track of their projects, when they started them, what fabric they're using, yada yada. And I really liked a couple of the ones that were pre-made, but I didn't feel like I could justify purchasing one of those because I used to be, not so much anymore, but I used to be one of those people that would buy blank notebooks all the time because they were cute. Since being more minimal and being more conscious of my shopping habits, I felt like, okay, let me just take one of those empty notebooks and create my own stitchy journal that I could use to keep track of all my projects. So that's what I did. This is a notebook from May Designs where you get to, May Books, you get to customize it. Most of the ones I get from May Designs are the grid paper. This one just happened to be lined. They do planners, they do coloring books, they do recipe books, I think. They have a ton of different ones. I'll link them down below because that is one, once I go through all the journals that I have, that is the company that I would probably continue purchasing from because I really like their product and how you can customize things. So I have some stickers on the front and the back, and then some stickers on the inside. I really like the Happy Planner stickers, so that's kind of what I've been using. And then I have a couple pages in the front where I can keep a running list of projects I want to do. Things like if I see a pattern on Instagram or on somebody else's Flosstube, I can just write it down and keep it here and remind myself of those, because I used to take screenshots of things. Like I used to take screenshots of books, and then I realized I'd never go back to those screenshots when I was looking for a book to read. So instead, I've been making lists, and on Instagram, I save them to an album or like a collection, I think is what they call them. So, like this is my first spread, I guess you'll call it. And so one project is one page. So the very first thing I worked on was Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice from Frosted Pumpkins. That is the pattern that got me back in. That was the first thing that I had done that wasn't a kit. Technically, I did do one in high school that I talked about in my very first video. That was for my grandma. That was from a giant book of designs. And that wasn't a kit, but because I had my mom's stash, it was really easy to do. So, but this was the pattern that got me back into cross stitching, and I'm going to do an Instagram post of all of my finishes from this year so I can have them in one place just for my own benefit. And so you'll be able to see all the ones that I finished this year if you look at my Instagram. Either I've already posted it or within the next couple days, because I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to post this video. But I just keep track of who the designer is, when I started it, when I ended it, what fabric I stitched it on. I have a section here for stitch size, but I'm realizing now I don't really care about that. So I think I'll probably omit that for 2021. And then a section for notes, and that's where I can make notes about either the pattern or if I change any of the colors or anything like that. So like on this one, I messed up on the border. So I wrote a note here saying watch spacing on border, because this was one pattern that I thought I would potentially do again for a gift for somebody. And so, you know, just a note to myself. So I have been pretty good about keeping track of this. You know, I'm one of those people, like my fantasy self is somebody who uses a planner, uses it every day, fills it up, feels very like good about themselves because they've used a planner. I haven't diligently used a planner since college, like not even in law school. And you would think that law school would be the time to use a planner. No. I thought I would use one working full time, but my firm has a calendar that we send out every week that has like your week and then the 4 weeks after it. And we put our personal things like, if we have a doctor's appointment or if we need to take our kids somewhere, so that everybody else in the firm knows you're unavailable. So I'm like, well, that's really all I need. Because my kids are young enough, they are not involved in any activities, they aren't going to school. I don't need a planner. So I would like to think, like in thinking about 2021, I thought I'll get a planner because I saw Garrett Coffee Stitcher get a planner and talk about how he was going to use it for 2021. And I thought, I want to do that. But then I'm like, no, Mary, you are not a planner person anymore. You are not that person. And I have to accept that. So I'm going to stick with my journal and just kind of fill this one up in a way that I would use a planner, I guess you would say. So that's kind of just an overall view of 2020. 12 finishes, 6 whips, and it's just crazy. So I'm glad that I had this so that I could look back on all these things. The one thing that I did have to go back and watch some of my old videos to find out when I started things, because I realized I had put this away for a little while, like in my box where I collect all my stitchy stuff. And so it wasn't like readily available to me to write down when I started something. So I did have to go back and watch some videos. But that's kind of nice because this is like my own virtual diary of my stitching. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's do the whip parade. So I'm gonna go oldest to most current whip. One whip is, I'm gonna stay for the end, is a caveat because it's kind of in between a whip and a finish in terms of what I'm classifying it as. So my oldest WIP is my Irish Blessing. I have it in a Jack Skellington and Sally project bag that I bought off Etsy. I think I usually always link my project bags and my needle minders down below. So it was a kit that I had bought years ago. I bought this in law school, I think maybe my first year of law school. So it is an Irish Blessing. It is, if you know Irish Blessings, this is When the Road Rises to Meet You, whatever it's called, that one. It's my favorite one. I'm doing it as a gift for my stepdad's mom. In my very first video, or my second video, I talked about how I had planned on doing it for Christmas. That didn't happen. Because this pattern is just rough. This is the original pattern, and I will show you a tiny little bit. Maybe you can see my problem. Maybe not. It's blurry. It's blurry. It's small. You have a giant piece of paper, and the pattern is only that big. So this one is just a beast to get through because it's just frustrating. So this is where I'm at. So the most recent work that I did was I had finished this vignette, and that was kind of the bulk of it because this is the most blurry part. So I kind of thought once I get through this, the rest will be downhill because all I'll have left are the border and the four corner motifs. So that is my Irish Blessing. I started this on September 17th, 2020. All of these are in 2020. Let's be real. Don't need to repeat that, I guess. And so obviously, okay, so my overall goal is I want to finish all of my 2020 WIPs in 2021. I do not want to go into 2022 with any 2020 WIPs. So I will finish this in 2021. I do not know when, and I do not have a plan for when. But I will work on this. I will finish it. I want to be done with it. My next oldest WIP is Farmhouse Christmas. This one is, it's one of those, it's by Little House Needleworks, and it's 9 squares, so 3 by 3, and then there's a border on the outside. I knew I was not going to finish it this year. I just wanted to get it started. I have not done any more work on it since the last time you guys would have seen it. Maybe since November, October, something like that. I started this on October 12th. So it's gonna be a big one. And I started on the center, but I wanted to do more of the border so that I can start working on the upper squares and kind of go in order. And then, I mean, the goal is to have it finished by Christmas 2021. Maybe I'll have a goal of doing like 1 square a month or something like that, or half a square a month, or whatever the case may be. But the goal is to finish it by next Christmas. And this is in a Harry Potter bag by the same Etsy seller as Jack Skellington. So yes, so October 12th is when I started that one. My next oldest WIP is my Paul Hollywood project. So I started this on October 24th. This is the Sugar is Sweet sampler by the Frosted Pumpkins. It is called the Paul Hollywood Project because I'm going to replace the alphabet with a quote that says, "You deserve a Paul Hollywood handshake." This is going to be for my best friend. I'm doing a lot of modifications besides just the quote. We're changing a lot of the colors because she's not a pink person. So I'm changing them to like teals, greens, and blues. Haven't worked on this one in a while. So this is what I got. So I just have the little lace and then the bottom sweets. I had wanted to do more this year, but I had other things I wanted to work on first. My best friend's birthday is at the end of January, so I thought maybe I could get it done by her birthday, but I feel like that might be a little ambitious. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to mention, for Farmhouse Christmas, I have all of the patterns. I bought them from 123 Stitch and Happy Little Stitch Shop, and then the free border is on the Little House Needleworks website that you just download and print. This fabric is a 16 count Aida by Picture This Plus in Natural Light. I really like this color, and I'm tempted to get this again for a project that I'm going to talk about for 2021. You let me know. Just keep that in the back of your noggin. This is just on, the Paul Hollywood is just on a 14 count Aida in white. I had asked Brooke if she wanted a different color or a different count. She's like, no. White is good, so. And then, like, oh, I'm just kind of all over the place. So, these are the teals. I think I've used almost every color that I've switched out. I think there's a few greens I haven't used that I'll probably use for some things up here. But this one also takes longer because I really have to think about the color that I'm switching out and what color is going to work best in its place. So I have all the colors in here. I do more of a close-up, I think in a previous video, but I really like these colors. I think they're beautiful. And I think when it's done, Brooke's really gonna love it. And this is in a Doctor Who bag by Little Yellow House Crafts. Nell, she is a Flosstuber. She makes these bags and sells them in a Facebook group that she has. This is the normal bag size, like her standard size. And then I have a smaller one over there that I'm not using right now. Same fabric, same everything. And so I really like her bags because she had talked about how she didn't want any batting. She didn't want anything that was going to make it difficult to wash. She wanted to literally just be able to, like, if she spilled something on it, throw it in the wash and let it be clean. So I really like her bags. And I think I said, yeah, I started that on October 24th. My next whip is the one I'm saving for last, which is Hello Dear. And I will talk about that in a minute. My next whip is that one? I just realized I didn't put this one in my journal. I would have started this one first. Yes. Okay, so this is the, I'm almost positive. This is the Christmas Wreath Stitch Along by the Frosted Pumpkins. Got my little house. So this is part one. I have not started part two, clearly. Part two is a giant red bow. Super cute. And I was talking to, how did I already forget her name? Chloe. Like, I almost said, what did I almost say? I almost said Cassie. Chloe Hammonds. I was talking to her on Facebook. She's in the Facebook group. She's actually doing two. She's doing one as called for, and then she's doing one with modifications with like blues and stuff, kind of like what I'm doing with Sugar is Sweet. Because she's not a pink person, but her twin sister is gonna get the called for one. I'm so excited to watch her progress on this because I think her modifications with the blues are gonna look really cool. So this is part one. We don't know what the whole thing's gonna look like. It's a mystery stitch along. All we know is that it's a wreath, there's a house in the center, and a big bow. And I loved the sneak peeks, so I'm really excited to do it. I don't know, when did I start this? Okay, this is one, I didn't even have it written down. So I need to do that. I think I started it around Thanksgiving. But part two came out the week before Christmas, so I'm not like terribly far behind. The goal for this is just to have each part done before the next part comes out, so that I stay caught up, so that I'm not super far behind like I did with Hello Dear. I'm doing everything as called for. I bought the kit, which is why this is the 14 count Ada in Heartland by Picture This Plus, I think. My brain is just not on it today, people. Let me see if I can find it. While I'm trying to find it, this bag is one of my favorite bags. It is Paris, Mickey and Minnie. My daughter is obsessed with this bag. Oh yeah, Picture This Plus. This is by Cricklewood Crossing. Her bags go quick, man. If there's like a coveted bag, she posts about it and it's gone. She has Harry Potter ones that use a Harry Potter fabric I've never seen. I am determined to get one of them. So I'm holding out, and I have all notifications on for her so that I can try to get one of those Harry Potter ones. But I love this bag. It's super nicely made. Let me cover the pattern. Vinyl on the front. This is pretty thick. So there's definitely like batting or interfacing, something like that in there. Some of them, the inside fabric is Mickey Mouse. Some of them have machine embroidery on them that are really pretty. This one does not. But I would highly recommend Cricklewood Crossing's project bags if you need them. Okay, so then my next whip, my second to last whip, is Plaid Tidings by LittleStitchGirl. So that's this. I'm doing them all in a row on one piece of fabric. And I'm starting with the center house, which is going to be the gray or white house, however you want to say it. So this is the big piece. And I measured this time. Y'all know I'm not the best at that. But I measured so that way it would be up at the top and I could have like basically this whole bottom half for something else. I measured, and I do not believe I did it incorrectly. So, so this is all I have on the white house. I have all the black done, and I've started on the white. You can barely see it. And then I think I decided I am going to do the border after a lot of you guys talked me into it. So again, I want to have this done by next Christmas or winter, whatever. This is a 28 count even weave from Stitch Me that I got on a fight night. So it does not have a name, but it's a beautiful blue color. This is actually, the video, it's probably slightly darker in person. But it's beautiful. The modeling is just perfect. It's like just the right amount to give it kind of like that snowy blue sky effect. This is my most recent project bag, so you'll get a little sneak peek before my next regular floss tube. This is a That's So Sue Shop. That's So Sue Shop. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So is S-E-W. But I heard about her, Sue, on Autumn Lane Stitchery because Cassandra is obsessed with her bags. Look how glittery this is. I got an email that she was having a sale, and I had my eye on this bag for a while, and so at 2 o'clock in the morning, I bought it. But this is super glittery. It's so pretty. And then the inside is snowflakes. So pretty. And it came with a skein of DMC. So I'll talk about this a little bit more on my next Flosstube when I talk about my haul. But yes, so that is my second to last whip. Now, my whip that is kind of a whip. Well, okay, it is a whip. But my goal is to finish this by midnight on New Year's Eve. I want to finish this in 2020. So I have been stitching like a mad woman, trying to get this done. I am talking about Hello Dear. I don't think I have a picture of it other than the pattern. You can look it up. I'm sure if you watch Flosstube regularly, you will have seen other people do it. Sean by Craft Evading Creations, she's finished it. Hers is beautiful. She also did it on a white Aida. Kristen from the Steel City Stitchers did it on this beautiful hand-dyed purpley pink magenta fabric that at first when I saw it, I was like, Kristen, not a good choice. But now that it's done, it is beautiful. So my goal is to finish this by the end of the year, which is why I saved it for last, and it's kind of in between whips and finishes. This is how far I've gotten. All I have left, sorry, I parked my thread because I only have a tiny little bit, but my snap is in the way. So all I have left is the rest of the green grass, a little bit of snow over here, 2 presents on top, and then the rest of the motifs in the tree, and then, you know, the eyeball and the white, and to fill in the heart. I want to finish this so bad, and if you've been watching my channel, you know I really did not have a desire to work on it for some reason, but then I got the desire to work on it when Caterpillar named me their December Stitcher of the Month, MBD. No, but really, like, that was one of the highlights of my year. That was so cool. So I'm stitching like a mad woman. I wish I could take a day off just to stitch while the kids are at daycare. Tell me I'm not the only one who wants to do that. So what's today? I'm filming this on Tuesday, the 29th. So 29th, 30th, 31st, 3 more days to finish it. Do you think I can do it? I don't know. I'm hoping that I can. If I don't finish it by midnight, I'm just going to keep plugging along so that I can get it done within like the first couple days of January. I want it to be done. But like not in a bad way. Irish Blessing, I want it to be done in a bad way because I don't like that pattern. This one I just want to be done so that I can enjoy it during winter. This is in my 805 Stitcher bag. It has London all over it. London holds a very special place in my heart. It's the only place in Europe I've ever been. I went in high school. That was such an amazing trip. Actually was there at this time in high school, my junior year. Saw a bunch of West End plays and just did all the things, and I love it. Paris and London are like my 2 favorite places. I've never been to Paris. I will go there before I die. I have to. And then London. So I love this. And I have the little baby one. Hold on my floss. So those are all my whips, 6 whips. So like I said, not a ton of whips. Still took up 30 minutes because, you know, I like to chat. Okay, so let's talk about plans, and I'll try to do this kind of quickly. So I flip my thing over. I have a couple stitch-alongs that I'm going to do with a couple other people. Dawn from Create from the Heart on Instagram, she and I are gonna do my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. And the goal is to have it done by Christmas. I have several, now that I'm thinking about it, several pieces that are going to be Christmas finishes that have to get done this year. So I think for the most part, I'm going to do the called for DMC. I might use a couple other colors, like if I have like a red or a blue that I like for, that's Weeks Dye Works or something. But for the most part, I think I'm gonna do the called for DMC. I need to get the fabric. I wasn't sure the size fabric I needed, but I did the measurements yesterday, so I think I know. And I think I'm trying to find something that is like a tan color. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I like the one I'm doing Farmhouse Christmas on, but I don't know if I'm gonna want 2 pieces with the same fabric hanging on my wall. So if you have suggestions for colors of fabric, let me know. So this is my first stitch along. My second 2/1 stitch along, I have not purchased the patterns because I'm waiting till the floss gets here. I have ordered the floss. Mandy Meade and I, from Mandy Meade Stitches, we are going to do the coffee and tea samplers from Owl Forest Embroidery. I believe she has ordered her floss, and she ordered it a while ago, and it's on its way. I ordered my floss a couple days before Christmas because it all came back in stock. It's on its way. I think it's still in Russia. Who knows when I'll get it. We're gonna do both of those samplers because I'm obsessed with them. Mandy loves them. So we're gonna do those as stitch-alongs too. So if you want to join in on either my Christmas list or the coffee and tea sampler, join in, let us know. I'm sure we will create a hashtag of some kind so we can keep track of our progress and anybody else who wants to join in. But those are 2 stitch-alongs that I'm going to do myself. I do want to do a New Year, New Start. So even if I don't finish Hello Dear, I might take New Year's Day off just to start something else as a New Year, New Start. And I think I've decided what I'm going to do is the January Truckin' Along by Stitching with the Housewives. It's snowmen on a truck, and it's super cute. So I think that's what I'm going to do as my New Year, New Start. My Inauguration Day stitching thing, project, Rolodex, Carla Rolodex Stitcher is stitching. She is doing Inauguration Day, stitch along projects, whatever. So she's doing, she's posted about it on her Instagram and talked about it on her Flosstube. I will link her down below. But I decided I'm going to do my Quaker Flag. I still need to get the fabric for this. I'm going to use white DMC. My red is going to be a Weeks Dye Works that is coming in the mail tomorrow because I'm in the Fat Quarter Shop Weeks Dye Works subscription, monthly subscription. And then my blue will also come from Weeks, but January is blue. December was red, January is blue, so I will have to wait till the end of January to get a blue for this. So this will be my Inauguration Day project. At some point, I don't know when I will start this. I most likely will save this for my dad's birthday. I talked about this when I first hauled it. This is When Life is Done by Silver Creek Samplers. I'm going to stitch this as a memorial piece for my dad, who passed away unexpectedly in 2016. This is going to be a really hard piece for me to work on because even though he passed away 4 years ago, it's still very, I mean, losing a parent in general or a child, it's difficult, it's hard, and it's always going to be hard because there's always going to be that void in your heart. So I know that this is going to be very difficult for me to work on, but I want to do it, you know, like I need to do it for myself. I'm thinking about using one of the fabrics that came in my winter solstice box from Be Stitch Me. There's a neutral in there that I think might work well for this. But my dad's birthday is April 25th, so I'm thinking I might wait till then to do this, and then I'll just kind of work on it sporadically whenever I feel like I need to. But definitely working on it on his birthday, and then on the day he died in November, if it's not finished by then, which with all these other projects it probably won't be. Another one I would like to work on at some point is the July Truckin' Along with Stitching with the Housewives. I think this is super cute. Not because I got this one, not only because it's July 4th, and like in thinking about what monthly ones would you want on your wall for like the most important months. July sticks out because it's the 4th of July, but my husband and I's birthdays are both in July. We are 9 days apart. So this is one that I definitely will want to have done for July. Same with my Quaker Flag. I want to have this done before the 4th of July. So these two will be ones that I definitely have to work on a lot in the first half of the year. Okay, a Halloween piece that I plan on doing is Candy Corn of Mischief by Bent Creek. I saw this, Erin from the Steel City Stitchers did this, and I saw it and was like, that is the cutest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. I have to do it. And it comes as a kit. Oh, okay, I'll put my hand there. It comes as a kit. It comes with a linen that's kind of like, it like feels like burlap, but it's like a rough burlappy linen. And then these threads are DMC Pearl Cotton, I believe. So that is one I will definitely do for Halloween. And then my last one that I have planned is the December Truckin' Along for December. I just said that. December Truckin' Along for December. You know, words, they're hard. So I love these Truckin' Alongs. I think they're so cute, and my husband loves them. And whenever my husband says he likes a pattern, I'm like, great, gonna do it, because you can't say no to it. So those are all of my plans. I plan on sticking with my little journal. I will probably make a list in here somewhere about, you know, like these are the projects I plan on doing, when I would like to have them finished by. If I'm doing like a stitch along with the coffee, the tea and tea samplers, or my Christmas list, writing down who I'm doing it with. What else? I feel like there was something else. But trying, I would like to be more diligent in journaling my stitching, because you know, just in looking back on this year, having this information is really nice, and to be able to look back on these things years later, you know, maybe having like my Santa Claus is right up here, you know, like my kids see Santa Claus and then be able to tell them, oh, I started that and finished it in 1 week in December 2020, or November 2020, whenever it was. And to be able to have that information, especially on things that I could see potentially being passed down, you know, through the family. So that's my WIP parade. Those are my plans for 2021. Join me and Dawn for my Christmas list. Join me and Mandy for the coffee and tea samplers from Owl Forest Embroidery. If you, I don't know about Mandy and the reason why she ordered their floss, but I purchased their floss because they hand dyed their floss specifically for this pattern. They do give you a DMC conversion, but something that Rocio on Coco Hamas talked about, she's doing the big 100 owl sow stitch along. She thought, because she's using the DMC conversion, she felt like her whole thing is a little bit more muted than the ones, like the model, who uses the Owl Forest floss for the 100 owls. And so when I heard that, I thought, well, I want my samplers to look as closely to the coffee and tea models as possible because I really like the way that they look. And I know I'm not going to get that look with other fancy flosses or DMC. So that's why I wanted to order those. I also ordered the matching needle minders because I had to. I have no idea what the conversion is for Russian rubles to US dollars, but the needle minders were 200 rubles, and so I was like, that doesn't seem like a lot. You know, it's fine. Whatever. So let me know what you're working on for 2021. If you are going to do any of these other projects that I've mentioned, not just the Christmas list or the samplers. If you are going to do any of these other ones, like let me know and we can stitch them together. So I hope you had a good holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, or if you, I know Hanukkah was done before Christmas, but I hope you had a good one, whatever you celebrate, and that you have a good New Year's Eve and that you stay safe. Should not be going out, but drunk drivers, I mean, even in 2020 where we're supposed to stay home, there's still going to be drunk drivers on the road for New Year's Eve. It's just what it is. I've lost several people to drunk drivers, so please be safe whether you are drinking or not. Be cognizant of everybody around you, because even if you think you're fine, there's other people who are not. So I hope you have a very safe New Year's Eve. Just stay home and stitch. Just stay home and stitch. That's what I'm going to be doing. I gave up on going out on New Year's Eve once I started having kids. There's no point. So I hope you have a good New Year's Eve, and let me know what you're working on. If you're gonna do New Year, New Start, let me know what it is. Because maybe you will do Truckin' along with me. And I will have a normal Flosstube next week where I will talk about the several finishes that I had over the last few weeks, and the whips that I have, and all the haul. So thank you for watching. This is a long video, 43 minutes. So if you stayed this entire time, comment below, or if you comment and include the snowflake emoji. Or just put snowflake in your comment so I know that you stayed this whole time. So thank you. Thank you for such a good year of stitching. I really appreciate all the friendships that have come out of me joining this community, joining Flosstube. You know who you are. If I talk to you more than just like watching your videos, like if I comment on your videos, if we DM on Instagram, you know, you're a real one. So I hope you all have a great day, great week, great year. 2021 will be better than 2020. Even if 2020 was good for you, 2021 will be better. Let's hope. So I will see you all next time.